Have you ever been in a situation where you just snapped? Maybe you said something really hurtful to your partner, or you sent a text to a coworker in the heat of the moment, and immediately, the second you did it, you wished you could take it back? You ended up feeling terrible, maybe even crying alone later, thinking, man, if I had just kept my mouth shut, none of this would have happened. Trust me, you are not alone. We all go through this. There are moments when it feels like the whole world is against us. You feel like screaming to prove you're right, but nobody is listening. It feels like you're losing. But here's the secret nobody tells you. Right at that moment, when you feel like you're about to lose it, you actually have the most powerful weapon in the world right in your hands. That weapon is silence. Today we're going to talk about how just a few moments of silence can completely flip the script on your life. We're going to look at how mastering the art of being quiet can take you to a level where no one, and I mean no one, can mess with your emotions ever again. We live in a loud world, right? Society tells us that the person yelling the loudest is the strongest. But if you really look at the people who are actually winning in life, the ones who are truly successful and happy, they aren't the ones engaging in Twitter wars or screaming matches. They know when to pause. That is the true power of silence. And if you have this power, you become unbeatable. So what's the actual benefit? Why should you stay quiet? A lot of people think being silent makes you look weak or submissive, but it's the exact opposite. Silence is about preparation. Think about it. When you're talking, you are only repeating what you already know. But when you are silent and you actually listen to the person across from you, you learn something new. The first and biggest win you get from silence is that it protects your energy and focus. Be honest with yourself. How much energy do you waste every day on meaningless conversations? Gossiping, complaining, trying to justify yourself to people who don't care. It drains your mental battery. By the end of the day, you're exhausted and you have zero motivation to work on your own goals. But if you start cutting out that noise, if you stop engaging in the drama, you'll realize you have a massive reserve of energy left. You can pour that energy into your career, your passion, your side hustle, or your dreams. Smart people don't waste their battery on low power mode activities. They know that every word costs something. The second magic trick of silence is clarity. When we get into an argument, our brains go into overdrive trying to think of a comeback. We aren't listening, we're just waiting for our turn to speak. We miss the point. We miss the emotion behind the other person's words. This is how relationships break. But if you can hold your tongue in that heated moment, if you can put your ego to the side and just listen, you change the entire dynamic. You start to see what the other person actually needs. Maybe they aren't attacking you. Maybe they're just hurting and need attention. Silence gives you that deep understanding that screaming never will.
Now, let's get real about the biggest enemy in your life. It's not your boss, it's not your ex, and it's not the economy. The enemy is inside you. It's your uncontrolled emotions, specifically anger. We've all said it. I just saw red, I didn't know what I was doing. But do you realize how much that anger is holding you back? Before we talk about how to fix it, you have to understand why it's destroying you. When you get angry, the logical part of your brain literally shuts down. You start making decisions that a calm version of you would never make. And here's the scary part. People around you know this. They know your triggers. They know exactly what to say to make you explode. They want to play you like a puppet, and when you react, you are letting them win. You are handing them the remote control to your life. So how do you stop it? You don't need to go live in a cave and meditate for 10 years. You just need one simple tool. The pause. The next time you feel that heat rising in your chest, the next time you want to lash out, stop. Tell yourself, pause. Just take 10 seconds. Don't react. Don't answer. Just take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is what I'm about to do going to help me, or is it going to make my life harder? I promise you, those 10 seconds of silence will save you from 1,000 hours of regret. That is what emotional intelligence looks like. Let's talk about value. We often feel like people don't respect us. We think, why doesn't anyone take me seriously? Or why does nobody value my opinion? The answer is harsh, but true. Scarcity creates value. If you are always available, if you are always talking, if you are oversharing everything about your life, your value goes down. It's simple economics. Gold and diamonds are expensive because they are rare and hard to find. If you want people to value you, you need to be a little less accessible. Keep your plans, your dreams, and your next move to yourself. Maintain a little mystery. When you practice silence, you create this aura of mystery around you. People start wondering, what are they up to? They start waiting to hear what you have to say, because you don't speak just to hear your own voice. Remember, people prefer to see results, not hear promises. Don't tell them what you're going to do. Show them. Let your success make the noise. When you grind in silence and then pop up with the results, the same people who ignored you will be the first ones to congratulate you. That is the ultimate flex. Also, silence is the best friend of creativity. Have you noticed that you never get great ideas when you're in a crowded, noisy room, but when you're in the shower or driving alone at night or just sitting quietly? Boom! That's when the magic happens. Silence allows you to connect with your subconscious. It lets you hear your own thoughts. We are so busy running the rat race, comparing ourselves to people on Instagram, worrying about who was ahead of us, that we lose touch with who we are. We forget what we want. Think back to when you were a kid. Life was simple, right? A piece of candy or a toy made you happy. You didn't have a massive ego. You were just natural. Silence brings you back to that natural state.
When you spend time with yourself, you find your purpose. You realize that comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20 is a waste of time. You become emotionally, mentally, and spiritually bulletproof. And a mentally strong person, you can't break them. Now, warning, controlling your emotions doesn't mean becoming a robot. Being human means feeling things. It's okay to cry, it's okay to laugh, and it's okay to feel anger. The problem isn't the feeling. The problem is letting the feeling drive the car. Feel the emotion, but don't drown in it. Here's a golden rule. Never make a promise when you're happy, and never reply when you're angry, because in both states, you aren't thinking clearly. Look, there are toxic people out there. Their whole job is to spread negativity, criticize you, and break your confidence. If you argue with them, you drag yourself down to their level. As the saying goes, don't wrestle with a pig. You both get dirty, and the pig likes it. So the smartest move? Silence. Walk away. Don't give them the reaction they are desperate for. Just give them a smile and keep moving. Your silence hits them harder than any insult ever could, because it shows them they can't touch you. You are out of their league. Life is like a game of chess. You have to think before you move. The person who rushes makes mistakes. The person who stays calm, observes the board, and moves in silence, that's the person who wins the game. Don't let anyone else drive your car. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but it's hard to do. You're right, it is hard. You won't change overnight. It's a practice. But you can start today, right now. Make a promise to yourself. Promise that you won't get dragged into pointless arguments. Promise that when someone triggers you, you won't react instantly. You will take that pause. You will think, and then you will act. Tonight, before you go to sleep, just think about your day. Where did you waste energy? What words could you have left unspoken? How could you have handled a situation better? This little daily check-in with yourself is how you level up. It's how you become the better version of you. The world judges you by your results, not your volume. A lion doesn't roar when it's hunting. It attacks in silence.
be the lion in your own life. Keep your dreams, your goals, and your plans private. Shock everyone with your results. Life is actually really beautiful if you stop complicating it. Happiness doesn't come from the outside, it comes from inside, from your peace of mind. And the only path to that peace is through silence. So step away from the noise, dive into your own mind. That's where you'll find the strength to handle anything this world throws at you. We want to be a partner in your journey of self-growth. We believe that you have that spark inside you, and when it lights up, it's going to change your whole world. Thank you for being with us on this journey and for investing time in yourself. Remember, your success story is waiting to happen. This is Orbit of Success.